These are the idiots running to America, running to Europe to go and buy houses where things are happening. So why don't you say, oh, I won't have any house in America, I'll have no house in Europe? Because the person, their prime minister or their president is not from my village. It's not our turn. In Daura, you have more people in Daura than in the whole of Anambra put together. You don't know that? In fact, of course, we have no poor people. We are hard-working people. I'm very sorry to have made a comparison anyway, because there are no basis for comparison. We work very hard because we are blessed. We don't go about on the street begging people for handouts to survive, as they do. They do by the Allah. Do we do that nonsense? We don't, because we are hardworking, because we are blessed. Everybody has something they are doing. Everybody, I say, they have something they're doing. So having a president from Daura have not suddenly transformed their fortunes and have all become millionaires overnight. No, it doesn't work that way. So let's stop this nonsense about Igbo president and talk about our freedom, which is Biafra, which is the only thing that should matter to us anyway. Assuming that we are serious about improving our plight in the zoo called Nigeria. Those in the north, are they not being ravaged? Because the type of diseases you have in the north, I've never seen it anywhere else before. Chronic poverty, alamajiri everywhere, banditry, lawlessness, and corruption. Don't they have all these issues in the north more than any other part of the zoo? Where do they have IDP camps? Is it not in the north? Are they not the president? Are they not the chief of army staff, chief of secretary to the state, chief of staff to the president, air force chief, every security arm? Are they not the ones in charge? But they are on the streets begging for food. Stop all this nonsense about it's our turn. It's the turn of our people. Why don't we do that? Is for lazy people. Lazy people. People have been brainwashed into believing that having the presidency will somehow make your life better. That is nonsense. There are more Fulani people in IDP camps than when Jonathan, who is not a Fulani man, was in power. There are more people now in IDP camps than when Jonathan was there. But supposedly, of course, Jubil is there on behalf of the Fulani man. Are their lives any better? The answer is no. That is why we must reason. That is the essence of this broadcast this evening, so that we can at least be able to reason. We were told this lie before, that things will get better when it gets to the town of your village. But what we get is the exact opposite. We will not allow ourselves to be deceived with the promise of presidency in return for surrendering our land to Miyetti Yala and other Fulani terrorists, as is happening in Ebonyi tonight. What we need is a revolution. And that, listen carefully please, before I get quoted out of context. I use the word revolution. Our revolution is freedom for Biafra. Relentless pursuit of our freedom. People talk about Igbo presidency as if it will solve any of our problems. Is it not the same politicians that pocketed the money that was meant to for the reconstruction of the Enugu-Iguacha Expressway that will be in charge? Is it not the same people? Is it not the same politicians you have now that Enugu-Onitsha road is not passable? Is it not the same crop of people? Are you going to get somebody from the moon to come and be this Igbo president? It's from the same group of criminals. The same group of criminals. The same. They launder their image, they pay journalists and they write nonsense, say the best governor, the this and that and that. You all know you're deceiving yourselves. That is why when you go back home, you are still faced with the same problems that you had. That mosquito will still do everything for you to come back. So it can give you malaria. The mosquito won't go away. You don't know? Because even if you kill it by spraying insecticide, there are many more, breeding in the nearest filthy, stagnant water. They will come in the evening. Who told you that you get rid of mosquitoes by using insecticide? Of course not. You live in a clean environment if you want it to go. That's the only remedy. Or else new ones will come in, more aggressive ones will come in the evening. It's pure common sense. But I'm sure it's in short supply in Africa. Well, we give it to you in abundance. It is a lie that presidency will improve you. We will not allow ourselves to be deceived. They are taking our land. They go to Obiano, they say to Obiano, you know what, we've been looking around, it's the turn of the Igbos. You stand a very good chance. Meanwhile, include Miyetti Allah in your government, and he will include them. And they're there. And he opened his mouth and said, Miyetti Allah is in my government. The same promise they make to Ogun State Governor. Therefore, you're good to us, it's your turn. He said, but what do you want? He said, give us his Z. We'll take it, and then you'll be the president. And they go to Abia, they tell that bumbling buffoon, you'll be the president. So when we go to your village and we're burning down people's houses and destroying their businesses and arresting everybody, don't say anything. And you'll be clapping and jumping up and down. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, yes, we have. Especially abundantly in the politicians. Destructive selfishness. As long as they're okay with their families, the rest of it can go to hell. They don't give a damn. There's some of you stupidly. As I must commend our coordinator in Texas that confronted those fools planning to invite Obiano to come to America. Leleni, all their years in America, they've learned nothing. Is to invite a criminal so they can steal money belonging to the masses to bring to America so all of you can drink Hennessy and share it. Incredible. Incredible. What we need is a revolution, and ours is freedom. Ours is freedom, because the same criminals who will go in there, these bunch of cowardly Fulani slaves you have in government houses in the east, encouraging Miyetti Allah, a terrorist group, to be raping our mothers. They are the ones you are going to vote for as your president, isn't it? The idea of Igbo presidency is a Trojan horse, and they want to use it to dropping our agitation. But I wish to inform them that we won't retreat nor surrender. If you wish to continue being a slave in the zoo called Nigeria, that's entirely up to you and your useless Igbo presidency. But as for this IPOB which I lead, our destination is Biafra. Anyhow they want you to give it to them. We are going towards Biafra. You either come with us or you relocate to the north and go and stay with them there in Mugawasa. The time now is 3 minutes past 8 p.m. and 3 minutes past the top of the hour, wherever you are. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct, of course. On this very somber day, remember those massacred in Asaba exactly 52 years ago. And also dealing with this very nonsensical issue of Igbo presidency. It is a Trojan horse, and they cannot bribe us. If you want to, or if you wish to continue being a slave in Nigeria, that's entirely up to you and the Igbo presidency. We are not going anywhere. Those clamoring for presidency as a means of enriching themselves and their families should instead submit themselves to, or their ideas to, a referendum, so that this issue of presidency versus Biafra will be resolved once and for all time. The notion that having an Igbo president will resolve the mess we are in as a people in the zoo is the most idiotic and ill-conceived notion of politics ever to come out of Nigeria. We are not, by we I mean IPOB, we are not interested in your Nigerian presidency. All we want is Biafra. Those campaigning for Igbo presidency are doing so for their own selfish reasons, as simple as that. It can't solve anything. Are you more intelligent than Zeke? Look at all the idiots clamoring for presidency. Ask yourself this question: are you more intelligent than NNAMDI Azikiwe? If NNAMDI Azikiwe could not change Nigeria or make the Alamajiris in the north to be able to reason like human beings, who are you to confuse them? Who are you? They want to enrich themselves, but they will never ever succeed. It is the highest insult. I read one of our brothers. He's a House of Reps member. His name is Eke. He said, give Igbo's presidency in 2023, end agitation for Biafra. Can you imagine such rubbish? Somebody will just wake up in the morning and be talking nonsense. You just wake up one early morning and all that will come into your pen is hogwash, pure rubbish, and you open your mouth to pour them out.